Hi, welcome to Rent versus Buy, the great debate.
All right, let's do it.
All right.
Debating.
Of course, I'm on the rent side. Rent versus buy. That's it.
Yes, welcome. James has got his video voice going already.
Yes, thank you.
That's great. Just so you know, James doesn't actually talk like this normally, but
No, sometimes I mumble. A lot, in fact. Hopefully it's not coming through in this video. This series, if you haven't watched one before, talks about, as you probably guessed it, us debating the rent versus buy real estate topic.
how much of a debate?
Tucker,
Ask me.
Well, Tucker here, yes, is just for a little background. He is going to be on the buy side. Big league.
There's no question. There's no debating in my mind.
Nonsense.
So of course I'm on the
Nonsense.
buy side.
Nonsense. I, of course, am on the rent side because
Otherwise
it's
known
where
as
intelligent
the-
people reside. So,
I was just going to say, otherwise known as the dumbass side.
oh, good. Thank you. So, the first topic we're going to cover, this episode's topic, privacy. Which is better for privacy, renting or owning?
I think we all know the answer to this one. So that about wraps up the privacy episode of Rent versus Buy.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay,
Just
go ahead.
goes without
I'm going to
saying
let,
because-
fine. All right, because you think you're
No,
so
it's
certain. I'm going to let
pretty
you,
straightforward. So I think
you start and tell me
the
why.
viewers know there's nothing to debate on this.
Tell the viewers why it's better to own your own property for privacy's sake.
How slow are our viewers? I mean, it's pretty easy
Go,
stuff
what?
right now.
What?
You can pick your privacy when you're owning. I mean, renting, you're gonna a lot of times be in a 4-unit building, 12-unit building, whatever.
Yeah.
What do you live in? You live in a
I live in like an apartment building.
yeah. How many units?
14 total.
14. So there's 13 other families or units.
Right.
You know,
Right.
average what? 2 people per unit as well.
1.5 probably. So
Not to screw my math up, but yeah. So 15 to 20 people to annoy you
sure.
throughout the building.
Yeah.
Yeah. Privacy. Who's that? Who's that screaming at each other today? Right. I mean, privacy. Is it even a debate? A house is obviously private. You don't have to run into people in the hallway unless it's your family. I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. No worries about running into your neighbors in the hallway in your house. You can control who lives in your building when you own. Right? Smoke. I don't know if we're getting off topic, maybe the privacy thing, but
Well, I mean, it speaks to the extent of what can.
yeah.
Sure. No, privacy,
So-
I figure, is more like people not seeing or interjecting into how you live. But yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, if you have a decent sized lot, I guess you don't really have to worry much about privacy.
Right.
My place, I mean, I hear crickets, frogs, birds.
Yeah.
I don't really consider that an invasion of privacy.
It's funny, you know what? I very specifically recall you complaining, and as did I when I entered the property today, about the local dog and how it barks for nonsense and gets on your nerves. And I think you have interloper cats who come by from the neighbors there. I believe you had another neighbor who said they just bought the property next door, and they actually wanted to come over and have their daughter use your little pier out there that you personally built, invade your own privacy, and she kind of enforced herself
Yeah.
on you.
And it's so
there.
private
Yeah.
here. It's
Yeah.
so private that even once or twice a year, I'm thinking, no, I like totally private.
Yeah.
So it's private enough that,
Really?
yeah, that
Yeah.
even once or twice a year, seeing someone in my backyard
Yeah.
is not something I'm willing to,
Oh, yeah?
or interested
You might see it a
in
lot
running
more
into.
because I believe you gave in because you felt social
yeah,
pressure.
not something I'm
to allow
interested in, but
her and her daughter
I'm not
access.
looking forward to. But that's how private buying can be. So renting, how private? I'll ask you, how private can renting be?
It can be pretty private, actually,
Really?
to be honest with you. Because here's the thing: most people in a building want to just stay to their own because they know that people in the building, like, you don't need to
Only
always
takes
be
one.
engaging with people, right?
Only takes one. Yep.
So the thing is, like,
One or two
here's one of the great things
People that
about
want to get in your business.
generally, and I'm talking about an apartment here. There's different forms of renting. You can rent a house,
Start
obviously.
hitting on your wife and everything else there.
You know, you can rent a house. You
Is
can
that
rent a
Johnny from
property.
downstairs again you were talking to? Jeez, that guy has a thing for you.
We're talking
He
about.
has to go out of his way to say
Hold
hi
on.
to you every time.
We're obviously talking here
Take it.
not about the particular structure of right now of like the rentals versus owning of a property. We're talking more about.
That's what we're always talking about.
But we're talking more about apartment living generally versus house living, right? Because you
Sure.
can rent a house, right? Theoretically. So for the sake of privacy,
You'd like to keep it that narrow, wouldn't you?
no, but for sake of privacy, no, we're not. For sake of
You can
privacy,
choose where you live. You can choose how private.
I can choose where I want to rent. I can rent a house if I want to. If a house is so much better, then I can rent a house if that's where you want to go. But we're not, because if it's going to be a debate
could.
on privacy,
Then we're going to get into the
no,
debate
no,
of
no,
money.
no. If it's going to be a debate on privacy,
Yeah.
let's get out there. It's apartment. I'm renting an apartment, right? So let's use that as an example versus a house, which is generally what you own, right? For the most part. I guess you could say a condo could be. We could throw them like that, you know what I mean? But to confuse it, but we're not. We're kind of saying
Okay.
because ultimately they would have a lot of the same issues around privacy, I would assume, as a renter of an apartment, right?
Sure.
Most people want to stay in their own stuff. And the other big thing I'll tell you right now, here's the main advantage of it. I'm not looking over at anybody else's property when I'm in my apartment or my surrounding area. No, not at all.
Oh.
I'm looking out in the street. That's it.
Yeah, you can see
over
a ton of different properties outside
Over
your
here,
window.
you got people peering at your all the time, looking at your yard, looking at possibly
this?
your windows and stuff. Your
Who's
neighbors.
this?
Your neighbors.
They
Sometimes
wanna look, they can look.
Come right over there, and sometimes they can feel and breathe. You know, like
They're
it's just,
gonna need a telescope or something.
they're gonna see.
So I
when
don't
you-
feel like
They see when you come and go.
they're right here in the yard. I feel pretty private here. If they want to look, they can look, but I don't feel like
They see when you come and go.
I feel like I can do whatever I want.
They got
without
way
disturbing
better
somebody.
tabs of you than anybody in my building would have of me. They see literally when you come and go. They know when your car leaves here, all that. Nobody knows when I leave and come and go. I live far more privately, I believe, than you would here. Now my turn.
You got the floor.
So, here's the thing about that. Yeah, it seems from the outset that privacy with a house. Yeah, great. You can get your own. Choose what you want. It's fantastic. Get a house. You know what? You got neighbors. And not like in an apartment where people just kind of live around other people. Neighbors. Welcome to the neighborhood. Neighborhood
They bring a
watch.
nice pie by.
You know what neighborhood watch means? It means people gawking at other people's properties. They love to do that. You can't make a move.
You just not be part
You
of it.
can't leave. You can't mow your lawn. You can't use your private, nice little, dock you got out there like you got here. You
Right.
can't do that
You
without
can't-
people seeing your stuff.
You
What's
just
going
gotta
on.
set
No,
the tone. The summary.
Ultimately-
Summary is you buy if you want privacy.
you don't
This
buy.
is a clear win for buy.
You don't buy. I
versus
don't
rent.
want to be part of neighborhood watch. I want to have a neighbor who's always going to be there. So the other thing I gotta say that I didn't put in my argument about renting is, oftentimes it's people will move in, move out. You don't get too connected a lot of times. A lot of times, it's just the way it works. You just don't naturally get too connected with people around there, which is nice for the privacy's sake.
I've been living here for 7 or 8 years. I'm not connected to anybody.
You're pissed off at some of your neighbors, though. I've heard you personally
off.
say that. You hate
Not
a
pissed
bunch
off
of
at
things
all.
about them. You don't like their animals coming out of your property. You don't like some of
Sure
them
hope they
coming
don't
over
run
asking
into
for
this
stuff.
this YouTube channel.
I know for a fact you don't
Sorry,
like it.
neighbors. Sorry that he's making shit up.
You
I
make
got no problem with you.
you
No
make
problem.
fun and we're gawking across the way.
Not
Other
that I
people
care,
aren't
because it's private enough
across the
anyways.
way over there. You can see all kinds of stuff from here and gawk in at them. That's the thing you don't do. You can't
But it's
do from
private
your
if you want it
apartment.
to be.
Oh yeah,
You don't have that option from your
yeah.
apartment.
Maybe if you go in your bedroom,
You
and
don't have
shut
that
all the
option
curtains.
because
Really?
there's nothing to look at.
You always have
Because
that.
there's nothing to look at but your 4 walls in your damn apartment. Yeah, you don't have that option.
Well, a lot of people have balconies. They have windows. For one, they can look out to the street and surrounding areas.
So much nicer just to go on your back deck and just stretch out. The back deck is something like sometimes there's like a door
Yeah.
going outside your
You know what else you can get with a back deck?
Your home.
A naked old guy out there that you can't unsee it.
yeah.
You can't unsee that once you see that, okay? Happened to me when I was young.
Yeah. Just pick a good place to buy that you don't have to have another balcony right there. And
Cross your fingers and hope someone else doesn't move in across the way. Anyways, that's been this episode. We'll
Pretty
wrap it up there.
Yep.
Pretty straightforward
Win
indeed.
for buy. Yeah.
Be
Win
sure
for
to
buy.
subscribe to see more nonsense like this, and watch our other videos on rent versus buy, where I win constantly.
Or don't. Or don't.
Or
As
don't.
you can tell, I'm still a little skeptical about this whole. Your computer slow.
Perfect.
All right.
That's what we need.
How's this?
Animosity for this series. Okay.
But that's just a backup.
Do a sync right now.
That's not a good one. I think you should try another one.